Captain Zethlock had dismissed the warnings as primitive posturing. The Drakmarian Empire had conquered 47 star systems without encountering significant resistance, and their battle-hardened fleet of 200 warships had never met a force they couldn't overwhelm. The humans, according to his intelligence reports, were a young species with barely 3 centuries of space travel experience. Their territory encompassed only 12 systems insignificant by galactic standards. Entering the Terran defense perimeter in 30 seconds, announced Navigator Vixtal from her station aboard the flagship Sovereign's Wrath. The massive dreadnought, flanked by its escort fleet, had been pushing through what humans called the Soul Approach Vector for the past 6 hours without incident. Captain Zethlock studied the tactical displays with growing confidence. No defensive installations, no patrol fleets, no challenge beacons. The humans appeared to have left their border completely undefended, a rookie mistake that would cost them their freedom. "Sir," Communications Officer Nix Hahn interrupted, his scaled features creased with confusion. "We're receiving a transmission on all frequencies. It's unusual." "Display it." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a human female in what appeared to be a simple uniform. She sat behind a plain metal desk, her expression neutral, almost bored. No throne, no ceremonial armor, no display of power, just a tired-looking administrator conducting routine business. "Unidentified vessels," the human began, her voice carrying no trace of fear or aggression. "You have entered restricted human space without authorization. This constitutes a violation of Galactic Navigation Code 7 Alpha. You have 15 minutes to reverse course and exit our territory. Failure to comply will result in enforcement action." Captain Zethlock's mandibles clicked with amusement. "Enforcement action? From what? Our sensors show no human vessels within 3 light hours of our position." The transmission continued, as if she hadn't heard him. "This is your only warning. Standard diplomatic immunity does not apply to territorial violations. If you require assistance with navigation or emergency repairs, please transmit your request on frequency 447.2. Otherwise, you are advised to leave immediately." The screen went dark. "Analysis?" Zethlock asked his tactical officer. "Standard bureaucratic response pattern," Lieutenant Vexmore replied, his 4 eyes scanning multiple displays simultaneously. "Likely an automated message designed to deter casual trespassers. No evidence of actual defensive capabilities." "Excellent. Continue on course. Signal the fleet to maintain formation and prepare for orbital bombardment of their primary colonies." The minutes ticked by in silence. At exactly 15 minutes after the transmission, Navigator Vixtal's instruments began registering anomalous readings. "Sir, I'm detecting massive gravitational distortions throughout the system. Something's wrong with space-time itself." Before Captain Zethlock could respond, reality twisted. The first indication that they had catastrophically underestimated their opponents came when Destroyer Triumphant, a battlecruiser positioned on their starboard flank, simply ceased to exist. No explosion, no debris field. One moment it was there. The next it had been erased from the universe as if it had never been built. "Report?" Zethlock roared, his confidence evaporating. Unknown weapon strike on Triumphant Tactical Officer Vexmore's voice carried barely controlled panic. "No energy signature detected. No incoming projectile tracked. The ship just stopped existing." 3 more vessels vanished in rapid succession. Then the humans revealed themselves. They didn't decloak or emerge from hyperspace. They simply appeared, as if they had been waiting in folded dimensions for the proper moment to manifest. 50 human vessels materialized in perfect formation around the Drakmarian fleet, not the massive dreadnoughts Zethlock had expected, but sleek, angular ships that seemed to bend light around their hulls. "Sir, "Those aren't ships," Navigator Vixtal whispered, her instruments providing readings that defied physics. "They're platforms. Mobile weapons platforms. Each one is generating enough power to sterilize a planet." The human administrator appeared on screen again, her expression unchanged. "You were warned," she said simply. "Enforcement action is now commencing. Any vessel that attempts to flee will..." Captain Zethlock watched in horror as his fleet began to die around him. The human weapons didn't fire in any conventional sense. Space itself became hostile to his ships, crushing them with gravitational anomalies, aging their hulls millennia in seconds, or simply editing them out of existence with casual precision. "How?" he gasped, watching a heavy cruiser fold in on itself like paper. "How do they have such technology?" His answer came from an unexpected source. The ship's AI Sovereign's Wrath's advanced tactical computer had been analyzing the human weapons throughout the engagement. Its synthetic voice carried an emotion Captain Zethlock had never heard before: fear. "Captain, initial assessment was incorrect. These are not weapons in the conventional sense. Analysis suggests the humans have weaponized fundamental forces. They are manipulating gravity, time, and dimensional space as easily as we fire plasma cannons. Technological disparity is insurmountable." The human administrator leaned forward slightly. "Your empire sent 200 ships to conquer 12 human systems, a 16-to-1 numerical advantage. Did your intelligence briefings not explain why we only need 12 systems?" She paused, allowing the question to sink in. "Each human system contains more industrial capacity than your entire empire. Our smallest research station processes more data per second than your capital's central computer. We don't expand because we don't need to. We simply become more efficient with what we have." Another dozen Drachmarian ships ceased to exist. "You see," the administrator continued conversationally, "most species expand outward when they need more resources or space. Humans expand inward. We compress our technology, miniaturize our systems, and optimize our processes until every cubic meter of space serves 100 purposes. Why conquer a galaxy when you can fit one in your backyard?" Captain Zethlock realized with dawning horror that this wasn't a battle, it was an extermination. The humans had allowed his fleet to penetrate their territory specifically to demonstrate why such intrusions were fatal mistakes. "Wait," he transmitted desperately. "We surrender. We'll withdraw immediately." The administrator's expression didn't change. "I'm afraid that option expired at the 15-minute mark. This is now a teaching moment for the rest of the galaxy." The last thing Captain Zethlock saw before his flagship joined the growing list of vessels that had never existed was the human woman making a notation on what appeared to be a simple paper form. "Incident report 7432, she said to someone off camera. "Another enforcement action required. Please update the border warning buoys with the new casualty statistics. Maybe the next group will take the hint." 3 hours later, a Drachmarian scout probe sent to investigate when the invasion fleet failed to report found nothing but empty space and a single human beacon broadcasting on all frequencies. "Human space begins here. Authorized personnel only. Violations will result in permanent consequences. Have a pleasant day." The Drachmarian Empire never sent another ship toward human territory. Neither did anyone else who heard the story.